welcome to another green marble crochet tutorial. For this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make this sort of mesh-like beach top, which I will be turning into a dress. So, well, it's a mesh dress, and it's going to be going over the top of a turquoise skirt that I'm currently crocheting. The skirt is it's actually the same sort of design as the rainbow skirt that we've already done. So there's that. Yes, so the lighting might be slightly different at the moment. I'm actually not in my workroom. It's being taken over currently by the exciting news that I'm going to be sharing with you at the end of this tutorial. Yes. So yeah, there's no... So I'm calling this the messy diamond stitch just because it looks like a bunch of messy diamonds strung together. And it's fairly similar to the harlequin stitch that we did in the past. So yeah, it's just something I came up with. I don't know. I was tossing up whether to call it the messy spider stitch or the messy diamonds, but honestly it does look more like diamonds. So here we are. It's not really a lot I can say about it. It's fairly simple, fairly straightforward. At first it's going to seem a little bit complicated, but repetition just requires repetition. You get used to it pretty quickly. Yeah, and obviously you'll see the final result at the end when we reveal, we try on our tops and we see how they look. Yeah. Alright, so we're doing that. Probably can just get straight to it. However, if you haven't subscribed but you would like to subscribe to join me for some more tutorials, I would love to have you join me. A big thank you to my patrons. Thank you for your support. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my videos. And if you need to get in contact with me very quickly for anything, if you need help quickly, look for me on Instagram. I'm the_green_marble. Follow me, I'll follow you back, we'll do it together. Yeah, yeah, we'll do that. Alright, so we can probably just get straight into making this. If you have any questions, also, aside from that, leave a comment if you need help with anything. That's it. Alright, let's get started. Alright, now to begin, we're going to have a quick look at the tiny details and the label of the yarn that we're going to be using. So I was going to use this for a different project, but never eventuated, so here we are. Alright, let's try and get that out without harming the yarn. So this is what we're working with. It's Ruby Natural Batik, 100% cotton. So here are the tiny relevant details. So it is machine washable. There we are. And it's saying I should use a 2.5 or a 3.5 millimeter hook. So that's good because I'm going to be using my 3.5. Afterwards, I will let you know how many skeins I've used for this project. Yeah, we're going to be doing it as we go. So that's that. That's what we're looking at. Also, if you need more time to look at anything, just pause the video. If you need to go back, have a look at that. Also, I just want to mention very quickly before we start that if at any point during the tutorial you feel like I'm going too fast, there's a feature on YouTube where you can slow down the speed of the video. So I just suggest doing that so that you can keep up at your own pace. Alright, so let's begin by finding the working end of our yarn. So where are we with that? Hang on a second. Alright, so here we are. Now, what we're working with is we're working with multiples of 16. So for me, the size is 160 chains to start with, and actually it's going to be 160 chains the whole way through. But you can modify that to fit you, so you can do more chains, you can do less chains. This is quite a sort of medium small size, so I would recommend this just for the smaller sizes, doing 160 chains. And the reason why it's so many chains is because you're really only working with chain stitch and like triple crochet, no, quadruple crochets, I don't know, hextuple. I don't know what you call it. We'll get to it when we get to it, but the stitches are quite long. So that's what we're working with. Usually when you work with that many stitches and you're doing something like double crochet, putting in the double crochets or even the half double crochets sort of expands the work. but this time that's not going to happen. Sorry about that siren. Hopefully it'll be gone in a second. Yes. Alright, so yes, like I said, we're going to start with a stitch count of 160. So multiples of 16. So this is going to give me, obviously, 10 sets of 16 to work with. Alright, so to begin, we're going to find the end of our yarns. That's what I've got here. We're going to start by making a slip knot. So to make a slip knot, you take the end between your thumb and your forefinger of your right hand, and with the index finger and the middle finger of, well, with the index finger and the middle finger of your left hand, you're going to wind the working end around your fingers like this. You're going to grab that just there and pull through the loop. Then, picking up your hook, you're going to adjust that loop to the hook, and finding the working end, you're going to pull that loop tight, just like that. Alright, so like I said, we're starting off with chain stitch. So to do a chain, to make a chain, it is yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through the loop, so that's 2 chains, yarn over, pull through the loop, that's 3 chains. So yes, like I said, I'm going to go away, I'm going to do 160, do however many multiples of 16 you need. We'll meet back up and we'll talk about what we're going to do next. Okay, see you soon. Alright, now here I am with my 160 chains. So what we're going to do now is we're going to chain an extra 8 because that's going to be part of the first repetition. So on top of that 160, so 168, you're going to chain 8 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that's going to act as your first stitch. So what you're going to do now is you're going to count 12 back from the hook, so not this one on the hook, but this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And into that 12th one, you're going to yarn over once, yarn over twice, 3 times, 4 times, and 5 times. So I'm not entirely sure what to call this stitch. It's like you're yarning over and pulling through 6 times. So I would say, I don't know, maybe we should call it double triple crochet. So we're going into that 12th stitch back from the hook. You're going to insert your hook after yarning over 5 times. You're going to yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 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 yarn over, pull through 2. Now you're going to stop there and you're going to leave these 2 loops on the hook. So you've yarned over and you've pulled through 5 times. Now what you're going to do is you're going to yarn over once, yarn over twice, yarn over 3 times. You're going to go into that same chain. You're going to, oh no wait, no, you're going to count, sorry. You're going to count 4 across. So 4 across from the chain that you've just gone into. So you've yarned over 3 times, and then you're going to count 1, 2, 3, and in that 4th one along, you're going to insert your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you're yarning over for that one and pulling through 2 3 times. Now you've got 3 loops on your hook. So now what you're going to do is you're going to do the same as you did for that first one just there, or the second one along, including that chain. So you're going to yarn over 5 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you're going to count 4 chains along from the stitch that you just did. So being careful just there, you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. So into that 4th one along, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, then yarn over, pull through 2, so that's 1, yarn over, pull through 2, so that's 2, yarn over, pull through 2, so that's 3, yarn over, pull through 2, 4, yarn over, pull through 2, so that's 5. Now at this point you've got a cluster of stitches just there with 4 loops on the hook, and you're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops that are on the hook. So just like that. Then you're going to chain 8, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now what you're going to do is you're going to count 4 chains along from the stitch that you've just done. So there's that stitch that you've just done into that chain. Then you're going to count 1, 2, 3, and that 4th one there, you're going to slip stitch into that chain. So that's insert the hook into the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull that loop through the last stitch just there on the hook. So there's your first repetition, just like that. And what you're going to be doing is repeating this until you get all the way back to the beginning. And you'll find that this repetition obviously represents 16 stitches, because you've got the 4 chains there, 4 chains there, 4 chains there, and 4 chains there. 4 times 4, 16. So now what you're going to do, we'll do it again together, and then you can just go on your way and do it yourself. So you're going to chain 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you're going to yarn over 5 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then, being careful not to twist your work, you're going to count 4 chains across, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into that 4th chain across, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, then you're going to yarn over, pull through to 5 times. So you're not completing the stitch, you're just going to get to the point where there's 2 loops left on the hook. Then you yarn over 3 times, count 4 chains along, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into that 4th chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So for that middle one, it's pulling through 2 3 times. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're yarning over 5 times again, count 4 across of the chains, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into that 4th chain along, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. And now that you've got your 4 loops on the hook, you're going to yarn over, pull through all those 4 loops. Now you're going to chain 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab some more yarn. Whoops, try not to get yarn in your food. So we're going to do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then counting, where are we? Yeah, like I said, be careful not to get twisted, because it's easy to do. You just got to be a little bit more vigilant, that's all. So yes, now you're counting 4 chains along, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and slip stitching into that 4th chain along to finish that repetition. So yeah, each repetition is a chain of 8, then a double triple, then a quadruple, double triple, chain of 8. So that's how that goes. I'm going to do that all the way to the end. I'll meet back up with you at the end of this row. And at that point, we're going to join the ends together, but we'll do that when we get to it. All right, so I'll see you at the beginning of this, well, at the end. Okay, see you soon. All right, now here I am at the end of that row. So this is what it's going to kind of look like. I know it looks a little bit bunched up, but it does sort of flatten out as you put the other rows in, so it will start to look a little bit more, you know, the way it's meant to. Anyway, what we're going to do now is we're actually going to close this round. So you kind of grabbing it on the bottom like this from that last stitch that you've done, working your way back to the beginning very carefully not to get it twisted, like just be really careful there. So work your way along the bottom. Like this. Where are we? There we are. I hope I haven't got it twisted. Very annoying. Okay. So here we are. Now you're sort of turning it so that it's going to be in a circle. So it'll be like this. And you're going to go, okay, so you're going to go around the post of that first chain of 8. So where are we? From the last stitch that you've done, you've got that chain of 8 just there. You're going to go into that and you're going to slip stitch, just slip stitch around that chain of 8 to close the round. just like that. So slip stitched to close the round, and that's what that's going to look like. All right, from there what we're going to do is we're going to chain up 4. So we're going to chain 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then we're going to turn the work, and the reason I like to turn the work for everything, well, most things, is because it stops the seam from drifting to the side. Oh my god, that just went in my candle thing. It's very dangerous. Anyway, so I've chained up 4 and it stops the seam from drifting to the side if I turn. So what you've got here is you've got your first repetition of 16. So what you're going to do, straight from that chain of 4, and you've chained up and you've turned, you're going to yarn over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I don't exactly know what to call this stitch, and I'm just going to call it a double quadruple, because you'll be yarning over and chaining through to 8 times for this stitch. So you've yarned over 7 times. You've got your 7 loops on the hook, including, well, not including that one. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 loops on the hook, including the stitch or the last chain that you did just there. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go to the stitch that's joining this cluster of the first repetition. So it's just here, and you can sort of see just there where all the stitches are through that chain just there, and you're going to go into that stitch like that. You're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, then yarn over, pull through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So that's the longest stitch you're going to be doing in this work. So we're going to be doing those for every second row from now on. I'm going to stick with you for the next row, but after that you're going to be okay. So what you're going to do after this stitch is you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now you're going to yarn over 5 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You're going to go into that stitch that's holding that cluster on the previous round. Same one you put your double quadruple into. You're going to go into that stitch again, yarn over, pull up a loop, then you're going to be yarning over and pulling through 2 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that last one 6. So there's your double triple. Now you're going to yarn over, no, you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then yarn over 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Go into that same connecting stitch just there that you've put those 2 previous stitches into. Yarn over, pull up a loop. You're going to be yarning over and pulling through 2 4 times for this. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So there you've done pretty much half of that stitch. So what you're going to do now, you chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over 5 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn, that was a bit messy, yarn over, pull up a loop. You're going to yarn over and pull through 6 times for this stitch again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to yarn over 7 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And one more stitch into that connecting stitch just there that you've put all those other stitches into. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I don't want to lose that stitch. 5, 6, 7 and 8. So that's that cluster. That's it. There's your first one is done. That's your first repetition of 16 for this round. So you've got this chain up of 4 is just a turning chain. Then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4, which is 16. So now you're going to just move on to the next repetition, and you'll be putting that into the next cluster, well, connecting stitch that holds the cluster from the previous row, the next one along. So that one just there. So what you're going to do, straight from that double quadruple, you're going to yarn over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you're just going to put another double quadruple straight into the next, that next connecting stitch just there. So just going into that one, we'll do it together. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 8 times. So 1, 2, grab some more yarn, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go back into that stitch that you just put that double quadruple into, trying not to get twisted. So where are we, there, just in there, and you're going to yarn over, pull through 2 6 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over 3 times, 1, 2, 3, go into that stitch again, yarn over, pull up loop, yarn over, pull through 2 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, then finishing out. So you can see how it's going. We're going to do another double triple next, and then after that chain 4. Well, we're chaining 4 now, so 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 6 times for another double triple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over 7 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, go into that stitch again, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 8 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So yes, each of these connecting stitches that holds the previous cluster, corresponding to this cluster that you're doing, is going to hold 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 into that cluster, into that connecting cluster stitch. So you're just going to do the same again. You're going to, straight from this last double quadruple that you did, you're going to do another double quadruple into the next stitch, and so on, just repeating the process like that. Let me know if I haven't explained this very well. I'll try to explain it in words written down if I can. I know this is fairly, I don't know, it's fairly complicated, but it's all just sort of repetition, and once you get used to the repetitions, it's actually quite easy, so it'll be okay. At the end of this round, obviously it's not going to be the same as the previous round, is going to be something different, and then after that you're just going to be repeating rounds 2 and round 3 for the rest of the work pretty much, until it comes to the point where you need to put in the arms. So I'm going to meet you for the next round. I'm going to talk about how to, we'll close up this round that we're doing now. We will talk about moving on to round 3. Alright, see you soon. Alright, now here I am at the end of this round with all my 10 repetitions in. So what I'm going to do, straight from that last double quadruple, I'm going to slip stitch around the chain of 4 at the beginning. So there's that chain of 4. So if you pull it up like this, here's that first repetition, and you've got your chain of 4 just there where you turned, and you're just going to slip stitch around that chain of 4. So going around it, slip stitch to close the round. Very simple, just as simple as that. Alright, so what you're going to do now is you're going to chain 8, and that's going to be the first part of the first repetition of the next round. So straight from where you are, chaining 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you're going to turn the work once again. So you're going back in the other direction again. And what you're going to do straight from that chain of 8 is you're going to yarn over 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 times. Then you're going to look for the first stitch along. So obviously you're ignoring that 8. Every single, instead of doing double, quadruple stitches for this round, you're just going to be doing chains of 8, because really that's the only way you can connect each repetition. So, but what you're going to be doing is you're going to be working into the stitches that have the double triples and the quadruples. Yeah. So you've yarned over 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to move to that first stitch along that is the double triple. You're going to insert your hook into that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 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 yarn over, pull through 2. So what was that? Yes. Okay, so you're going to leave those 2 loops on the hook because we're doing the reverse cluster again, so the one from the beginning. So you've only yarned over and pulled through 2 5 times. So now you're going to yarn over 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Moving on to the next stitch along. So that one there that holds the previous quadruple crochet. You're going to go into that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So yarn over, pull through 2 3 times, you leave that loop on the hook and you've got 3. Then you're going to yarn over 5 times again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move on to the next stitch along, so that one just there that holds the previous double triple. You're going to go into that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, then you're going to yarn over, pull through 2 5 times, so 1, 2, 2, trying not to lose that stitch because that would be annoying. What have we got? 3, nearly lost it. 3, this yarn's a bit, it's fine. 4, 5, so just like that, 5. Now you've got 4 loops on your hook, so you're going to yarn over, pull through all 4 of those loops. So it is pretty much this, and then you're going to chain 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now at this point what you're going to do is you're going to put a single crochet between these 2 double quadruples from the previous round. So you just go around those stitches. So see those 2 stitches just there, you're going to go beneath where they connect, yarn over, pull a loop up like that, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops, so you're going to single crochet just at that point. And now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to move on to the next repetition, which is, so obviously you're ignoring because this chain of 8 is going to reflect that double quadruple just there. You're going to yarn over 5 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move on to the stitch where that previous one, that double triple. You're going to put your double triple on top of that, but you're not going to finish it. So you're just doing clusters till the end like you did for this one just here. So we'll do it again together. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That was the wind. Close that door. All right. Okay, so here we are. What are we doing? 1, 2, 3, and then you're moving on to the previous quadruple just there. You're going to put your quadruple on top of that, except you're not going to finish the stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. There you've got 3 loops on your hook. Now you're going to yarn over 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into the next double triple just there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There you've got your 4 loops on the hook, so yarn over, pull through all those 4 loops. all those 4 loops to join that cluster like that. Then you're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're going to move on to that next space between those 2 double quadruples from the previous round, and you're going to single crochet around those straight from that chain of 8. So just single crocheting around those like this, and that's that second repetition like that. So you're going to do that all the way to the end. I will leave you, actually no, I can probably leave you at this point. So what you'll do after this is you will just repeat the previous round on top of this one. So you'll be going into those connecting stitches just there that holds the cluster, and you'll be doing the, yeah, just the reverse that you did in the previous round. So a quadruple, double quadruple, followed by a chain of 4, followed by a double triple, followed by a chain of 4, followed by a quadruple, chain 4, double quadruple, chain 4, double triple, chain 4. Okay, so let's start that again. I don't want this to be too confusing. I know it's a little bit confusing. So for the next round, it's going to be, you're going to chain up 4 and then turn. Then you've got a double quadruple, chain 4, double triple, chain 4, quadruple, chain 4, double triple, chain 4, double quadruple, and then straight from that last double quadruple of the repetition, you're going to do a double quadruple straight into the next repetition. I hope that makes sense. There was a lot there. And then, yes, after that, you just repeat round 3 on top of that. So that's how it's going to go. So for this, what have I got here? So you'll be able to see that it makes kind of a spider pattern. Let's have a look. What do we got here? Let's have a look at this spider pattern. So there it is. There's sort of the spider just there. So you've got those. I don't know how many I've got to do before we get to the sleeve section. So just 1 second. Alright, so on my practice thingy, I did 4, but I'm not sure how many I'm going to do with this one. Obviously, I'll tell you when I get to that point. We'll go away, we'll do that. Just wait around for, you know, in a minute or so when I tell you. And you'll see how many I've done till we get to the place where we need to put in the armholes. Alright, so just continue that. Continue those repetitions of rounds 2 and 3. We'll meet back up and we'll talk about how we're going to do the arms. Okay, see you soon. Sorry, I just wanted to quickly show you that at the end of round 3 just here, so I've chained 8 to finish up that repetition. And what I'm doing is I'm going into that space just beneath there before that last double quadruple just there. So, where are we? Focus, focus. No, doesn't want to. So where are we? There's that chain of 8 to finish up this repetition just here. So from the previous repetition just below, we're going into that space just there with a single crochet to close the round. Then just straight from that single crochet, you're going to slip stitch around the chain of 8 from the beginning to close the round, just like that. That's how I'm doing it, and it's working out well. So yeah, now like I said, you're moving on to round 4, which is just going to be the same as round 2. So you're chaining up 4, turning the work, and so on. I'm not going to explain it again. So yeah, like I said, stick around if you want to see how many of these spiders I've done till we get to the sleeve part. Alright, see you soon. Okay, now, so I've crocheted to a length that I'm happy with where I'm ready to put in the sleeves. So for me, that's been, for this upper shoulder part, what I would say would be 4 panels of spiders. So 4 lots. So we've got 1 spider here, 1 spider here. As you can sort of see, I know it looks really messy at the moment, but when you put it on, it comes together. So there's another spider panel, and there's another one just there. Sorry, my cat Daisy's had a baby, so if you hear noises in the background, they are talking to each other. And he doesn't like to be cleaned, so sometimes it gets a little bit noisy. Anyway, so that's what we've got. And I'm ready to put in the sleeve section. So because I've got 10 lots of 16 all the way around, we're going to be having 2 panels of 16 at the front, 2 panels of 16 at the back. So it's going to be 2 on either side of the join that's at the back just here. There's that join just there. With 3 lots of 16 on each side for the armholes. So that's where I'm going to create the armholes. So what we're going to do first is, straight from our last round, hang on a second, let's turn the wrong way, turn it back this way. Straight from our last round, we're going to chain up. What have we got? We've got chaining up. Yeah, there he goes. He really doesn't like being cleaned. Okay, so we're chaining up 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're starting out our round as we normally would. So it's just going to be that chain of 8 represents the first stitch. Then we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, putting in our double triple stitching to reflect the double triple from the round before. So we're going to do this. Do one of these repetitions of 16, and I'll meet you once you've once you've got to the end of this. We'll meet back up when you've put in your single crochet after the chain of 8 that will reflect this double quadruple. Then you're going to single crochet into there. I'll meet you at that point and we'll talk about what we're going to do next. Alright, so here I am, and I've put my single crochet into that space where we put the single crochet between these 2 double quadruples. So what we're going to do now to form the armhole is we're just going to chain the length that we would otherwise be putting in for these next 3 panels. So it's going to be 3 times 16, which is 48. So we're going to chain 48. So 1, 2, 3. Alright, now here I am with my chain of 48. So what I'm going to do is, right from that single crochet we just did there, we're going to skip the next 3 repetitions of 16. So skipping, come on, focus. So skipping this one here, then moving past this one, and also moving past this one. We're going to move along to this place where we would be putting the single crochet after this repetition of 16. Can't talk properly for some reason. We're going to single crochet into that space. So we've skipped 3 lots of 16. Now from here we're going to do 2 repetitions of 16. So you're going to be chaining 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then moving on to this repetition. So complete 2 repetitions at the front just here. We'll meet back up once you've done that and we'll talk about our next step. Okay, here I am, and I finished my 2 repetitions of 16 at the front just there. So I've done those 2. Now to do the other armhole, I'm going to make sure our yarn's not tangled, and just chain another length of 48. So chaining another length of 48, so 1, 2, 3. Alright, here we are with our second chain of 48. So all we're going to do now is we're just going to skip the next 3 repetitions of 16. So skipping this one, moving on to this one, so that's 2, and then this one, and we're going to single crochet around that last space between those, between these 2 double quadruple crochets. So now you're just going to finish up. There's like one more. I don't know why I can't talk properly today. So there's one more repetition of 16 till you get to the end, and that's going to reflect, including the repetition of 16 you did at the beginning, that's going to reflect the 2 that you've done at the front. So once you finish that, we're going to move on to the next round, and I'm going to talk you through the next round. So the next round is just going to be for the body, and what you're going to be doing is growing the length of that, but we'll talk about that once we meet up. Okay, so I'll see you when you've completed this repetition of 16. Alright, here I am, and I've completed that last repetition of 16, so I'm just going to single crochet into that space where the join is from the beginning of the last round. We're going to slip stitch into that chain of 8 space from the beginning. And there we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain up. What have we got? We've got the chain. Okay, so chain of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to turn. So basically you're just putting back in those repetitions of 16 that you excluded when you did the armhole. So you're going to put in your first repetition of 16. So we'll go away, we'll do that separately. Alright now, so we're going to be putting in the repetitions again along this chain. So what we've got to do is, obviously, before the next repetition, you're counting 16 spaces between, including this chain of 8 just here, between these reflections, or yeah, between the reflections. So not counting the single crochet just here, you're going to ignore that. You're going to count along from here, you're going to count 8 along. So we're counting that 8, and we're going to count another 8. So not this single crochet. Don't know whether you can see that. Hang on. There we go. Okay. So not counting that single crochet one just there, you're going to count the next one on. So that's 1, 2, 3. Hang on. Where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So also we've got to yarn over 7 times because we're going to be putting a double quadruple into that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to go into that chain just there. Yarn over, pull up a loop, do your double quadruple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. I keep wanting to say that this yarn is flaky, like just the way it behaves, it sort of bits get stuck. Anyway, so we've done that, and now you're going to put the repetition of 16 into that same chain that you've just put your double quadruple into. So you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Put in your double triples at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into that same chain, double quadruple, and just finish up that repetition of 16. I'll meet you when you've done that, and we'll move on to the next one. Alright, so I finished that repetition of 16 all into that same chain just there. So what we've got to do now is we've got to count 16 chains across. So let's actually yarn over 7 times for the next double quadruple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just so we've got that on the hook. Now we're counting along 16, so where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So there's that 16th one. You're going to go into that chain and do another repetition of 16. So I'll meet you after this one and we'll move on to the next. Alright, here I am, and I've finished that next repetition of 16, and I've also counted across 16 more chains, and I'm holding onto that 16th one just there, and I've yarned over 7 times for the next double quadruple. So we're going to put our next double quadruple into that chain and complete the next repetition of 16 into that chain. So 1, 2, 3. Do you see what I mean by flaky? Like the hook sort of goes through the... Anyway. 5, 6. Have I got the right amount? No. Okay, I did that wrong. That's really annoying. Keeping my finger on that chain. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you know what I mean. I won't bore you with fumbling around. So I'll meet you up after this I don't know why I can't talk. I'll meet you after this repetition and we'll move on to just completing the rest. Alright, so here I am at the end of that third lot of 16 for this sleeve, or this armhole. So I've done that. Now you're just going to be moving on to, you're going to be reflecting the repetition at the front just here from the previous round. So once you've done that, you'll be doing 2 at the front just here, then you're going to have the next chain of 48 to do, and you'll be doing that exactly the same hang on, where are we? You'll be doing that exactly the same as the one that you've just done. So that's what you're doing. That's how you're doing that. Where are we? Where is that chain? So yeah, you know what I mean. I don't think we really need to talk through that. I think we can go away. We can do it separately. Just one moment. Alright, yes, so finally got it untwisted. So yeah, like I said, you'll be doing 2 repetitions at the front just here to reflect. Then you're moving on to the next chain of 16. You're going to complete that and then just complete the round. And then after that, you've just got rounds. Just do rounds as normal to grow the length of the body. So at this point, I'm not sure if I'm putting in long sleeves or not. Obviously, you're going to know from the intro and the thumbnail whether that's happened or not. So, depending on whether I'm doing that or not, I'm going to meet back up with you for that. Or, if not, we're just going to meet up at the end once we've grown the length of this to a length that we're happy with for the body. And we're going to try on our top. We're going to see how it looks. But, yeah, either way, I'll see you soon. And we'll see what we've done and we'll see what we're going to do next. Alright, see you soon. Alrighty, here is the finished top. So yes, just a quick simple mesh top that you can wear over a bikini or, you know, a little singlet dress, something like that. Just something to wear to the beach. And yes, definitely looks more like diamonds than spiders. So yeah, I hope you like it. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. And I will be turning this into a dress. So like I said at the beginning, I'll be turning it into a dress and I'll be wearing it over the top of that turquoise skirt that I'm making. Obviously I'll take pictures of that to show you, post that into the community thing, the community post thing. So yeah, I'll be doing that. So yes, coming up just now is that surprise that I was talking about. So, my Daisy just here, she had a baby. And this is the baby. He's exactly a week old today. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. Like I said during the tutorial, he's very loud and he really doesn't like being cleaned. So yes, he's loud when he doesn't like being cleaned and he's loud when he's hungry. So yeah, I'll just shut up and let you see him. But yes, I will interject. Daisy is a wonderful mother. And here he is at his best when he's asleep. He's so cute. I love him so much. Yes, so I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you made yourself a lovely top. I hope you've enjoyed seeing Junior here, because that's what I'm calling him, Junior. And yes, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.